All right, today we are diving into an absolute monster of a game from the World Baseball Classic. I'm talking a heavyweight bout defined by pure, raw power. You're going to want to see this. So what does happen when two titans like this collide? Well, that's the million-dollar question, right? You get fireworks, you get an absolute dogfight, and that is exactly what went down in this one. Okay, so picture this. loanDepot Park in Miami. The place is absolutely packed. On one side, you've got the Dominican Republic. I mean, their roster is just overflowing with MLB All-Stars. And on the other, Venezuela, another absolute powerhouse. This isn't just a ball game, folks. This is a spectacle.
And right from the get-go, the Dominican team made it crystal clear what their game plan was. Just launch baseballs into the stratosphere. I mean, the power they put on display, it was staggering. And it started right away.
So, it's the very first inning, you've got runners on base, and who else steps up to the plate but the man himself, Juan Soto. And, well, you can guess what happened next. Boom! He just unloads on this pitch. A 409-foot missile. A two-run shot that puts the Dominican Republic on the board immediately. Just like that. Bam! It's 2-0. But hold on. Venezuela was not about to just lie down and take it. They fired right back in the bottom of the first, scraping a run across to cut that lead in half. The message was loud and clear. We're here to fight.
All right, let's jump ahead to the third inning, because the Dominican Power Show was just getting started. And guess who's coming to the plate? Ketel Marte.
And there it is, another absolute rocket, a solo shot that goes 403 feet. The lead is now 3-1. You could just feel the momentum building, right? But believe it or not, they weren't even done yet in the inning. Nope. Because right on his heels, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. steps in, and if you've ever seen Vladdy swing a bat, you know what's coming. Are you kidding me? Back to back? He sends one out too. That's the team's third home run of the game, and it's only the third inning. In just a matter of minutes, the DR has just flexed its muscle and jumped out to what feels like a commanding 4-1 lead. At this point, it really looked like they were about to blow this thing wide open. But, you know, this is the World Baseball Classic. There's so much pride on the line, and Venezuela showed some incredible heart. Just when you thought this game was getting away from them, they mounted this furious rally. So in the bottom of that same inning, Venezuela starts stringing together some huge hits. First, a big double from Garcia drives in a run. Then boom, another double, this time from Arraez, and another run scores. It was just this rapid fire response that sent a jolt of electricity through the stadium. So, that big, comfortable lead the Dominican team had? Yeah, gone. Just poof, in a flash. The momentum had completely flipped, and all of a sudden, we've got a 4-3 nail-biter on our hands. Unbelievable. But hey, in a game that was all about power from the start, it only feels right that one more huge swing would be the thing that decides it all. With the game hanging right there in the balance, the Dominican lineup delivered the final knockout punch. And who was the guy to deliver it? Who else? The electrifying, the one and only, Fernando Tatis Jr. This was the biggest moment of the game, 2 runners on, and he steps up and just changes everything. He gets a pitch he likes and just sends it flying. 394 feet for a massive, game-breaking 3-run homer. This was the dagger. It didn't just add to the lead, it just shattered the tension and put the Dominican team right back in the driver's seat for good. You know, look at this. That one single swing in the bat changed the entire game. We went from a razor-thin 4-3 nail-biter to a much more comfortable 7-3 lead. A truly game-changing moment from one of the brightest stars in all of baseball. Now, you gotta give credit where it's due. Venezuela never gave up. They even managed to get 2 more runs across in the 9th, which definitely made things a little interesting at the end. But that hole created by the Tatis home run, it was just too deep to climb out of. So when you really look back at this one, the final stats, they tell the whole story. This wasn't really about who wanted it more or who played better defense. It really just came down to one thing. I mean, just look at this right here. That medal line says it all. 4 home runs to 0. It's that simple. The Dominican Republic just flat out outslugged Venezuela. Their ability to completely change the game with a single swing was the undisputed difference maker. And look at the total bases, 23-9. That tells you everything you need to know about the quality of contact. And all of this leaves us with one final and pretty fascinating question. After a performance like this one, I mean, a relentless home run assault against an elite opponent, you just have to ask,
Is there any team in this entire tournament that can actually contain this Dominican lineup? I guess only time will tell.